Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new Doki Doki's video, new session. I took a break because my voice was killing me because this story has a lot of reading. I'm not gonna read as much, but I am going to kind of get through some of this. So we're gonna be showing off that poem that we made. I'm definitely more comfortable sharing this with Sayuri first. She's my good friend after all. So let's get through this. This is a good poem, Cthulhu. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course! It's not that good. Am I the kind of person that would be writing a poem in his spare time? I guess you're right, but that's why it's impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you would be writing one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. Thanks. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Cthulhu. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this from other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayuri. I'm not sure if Sayuri sees the full picture of my motivation here. And again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that you have a lot of fun, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold that to you. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Hee hee. Well, see about that. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepies from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away the rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayuri! This is just a guess, but did you wait until the morning to write this? No? Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I'm still trying my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or how should I put this? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Hee hee. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Oh, that was quick and easy. Let's try Tsundere. Oh, I remember. I actually gave her a voice. Oh, that's right. Tell me what's up. Cthulhu, if you're not going to take this class seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What do you expect me to believe that you'll actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put effort. Well, we all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You get better anyway. I'll tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta show you mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. Why? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of a poem poems for people to express themselves, your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things, but things can be really disheartening. So, oh my god, I can't constantly do that voice. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that I put some more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. That's right, MLG. Boo 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 boo. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last line. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Great, we got it. Let's keep going. It's like the big boobs. Oh, hey, big boobs. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lightening. Huh? Nani? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you're writing a lot of poetry before. Really? I swear to God, I was just copying and pasting Tumblr posts. Oh, Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at the poem again. Well, I know that. No, you didn't. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned how to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and that they fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valid feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be literary club? Ghosts Under the Light. I can't read. Hair illuminating, the amber glows, bathing. It must be this one. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wake me up inside. Wake me up, baby. This is just Evanescence lyrics. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? Come on. I wasn't thinking that at all. I was totally thinking that. I'm also stupid, so I could barely read it. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I don't even know where the script is. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like your poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you in a ghost, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Cthulhu. Really? Because it says ghost on the page. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and their expressions in their work. Experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining places of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting than that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too. Nah, if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Cthulhu. Me too, I guess. Alright. Last one. Let's go. Hi. Hello there, Cthulhu. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things you can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Cthulhu. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's a sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Cthulhu. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Damn it. I am dyslexic and I'm also stupid. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri lacks this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayuri, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to divide their own meaning out of things. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has. My god, I didn't expect having this accent would be difficult. I am from Texas, by the way. This is all an act, this voice. I've never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things alone. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself into writing the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It could have been me. See the direction of sparks protruding. A noisy neighbor. An angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind, like a film let out of the sun. But it's too late. My scorch with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. and he on the other side was looking in. Aww. It's an Adele song. So what you think? Huh, it's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. It's a lot of poems that have been put emphasis on the time between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of empathy recently. It's been influencing me in my poems a little bit. And empathy... Is that... Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it kind of comes on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on the specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. David Cage. Just force yourself to get somewhere down on paper and tidy it up later. Yvonne Boll. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Current Tim Burton. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening.